Oh, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm sorry. That's my
8,
bad.
9, 10, 11.
Yeah.
And then we got some. Every time I think it's such a dumb number and he should be able to go over as easy as can be, he doesn't make it. And by the way, when he dropped the ball the other day, I literally thought I was going. I temporarily lost all faith in humanity, and I was an atheist all the way through halftime because I was just crushed. I'm like, finally, here it is, and he's wide open. Like, you got to be kidding me! Like, okay, this is it. This is the Lord saying you don't know anything, and you're back in the wrong horse. But he's been better. So I'm going to bet over, but that's just me trying to make myself feel better and manifest what I think that guy should be and that offense should be with him in it. So whether that's the smartest way to go to a window and try to win money, I don't think so. But that's still going to be the reasoning I'm going to go with, right?
That's
like,
as good as any.
Anytime you go like, I'm a hunch or I want it to happen isn't really the best basis from gambling. At least that's what they tell me on those 800 numbers I call.
Brian?
Yeah, I mean, I think if Green Bay, again, I don't think they're going to be chucking the ball downfield a ton. They may take a few shot plays. I don't know how many they're going to take. I think if Detroit brings pressure, it's going to be getting the ball out quick underneath, beating the blitz and getting it out on time. So I'm not sure it'll be a deep ball threat type game. So I'm going to go under. I would go over on his receptions, but under on his yardage is the way I would look at it.
Interesting. All right. The stars of the show, because these are the best players, I think, on each of these offenses, the running backs. We'll start with Detroit because they've got two listed. Jahmyr Gibbs, his over-under number is 69.5. David Montgomery at 59.5. John, do you think either one of those backs for Detroit goes over the number?
She's at 69 and 59, basically?
Yep, for Gibbs and then Montgomery.
So I think if they, again, that's the problem. That's the problem of trying to figure this out.
Yeah, if you slow down one, then you still have to find a way to stop the other one.
Well, or just how the game goes, because I think Goff can throw for more than the number, and not because they're behind or desperate, just because I think offensively they're pretty creative, right? Their offense coordinator, isn't he the guy that might have a job before next Sunday with a new team?
Ben Johnson is his name.
Yeah, Ben is, and so I think Ben's got some stuff that, depending on what they can give him, like they do so many things really well that they could throw for 300 easy, and these guys run for a combined 50. But if they combine and run for 150, that's not going to shock me either. So, but how it divvies up, I have no idea. So that would be one that I would stay away from, period. And it's just one of them's going over, and which one, no idea. I have no clue. So to do that would be a fool's errand for me to figure out who's who in there. And I think anytime you run into that, I think that's probably Hafley's problem too. Not that he's betting on these, but he's like, okay, how do I take care of all these things that I think if you're in that locker room, that's the exact problem you have with these guys right now, even if there's no plus 185 or minus 140 attached to it.
Brian?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to take one, I'd go over on Montgomery. It seems like I'd go over on Montgomery. I mean, based on what happened with Gibbs with the Instagram story this week, they may feed Montgomery a little bit. There may be some disciplinary action we don't know about. They may favor him a little bit more this week just out of principle. I don't know. We don't know that. But it seemed like last week against Chicago, Montgomery got a little bit more bulk of the carries. Gibbs fumbled it down in the red zone on a carry. It seems like they went to Montgomery a little bit more when the game got tighter. So if this game gets tighter, they're going to, I think, keep Montgomery in the game a little bit longer. So that's where I'm at with it, I guess.
And now for the main event, Josh Jacobs. It's a big number, 79.5 for Josh Jacobs, over under on our best bets presented by Island Resort and Casino. I've got a feeling I know where you're going here, John, but where are you going? Over under 79.5 rushing yards for Josh Jacobs.
I am sort of less concerned about the overall yardage than I am how many times they give it to him. Right? If it's 23 for 70, I can live with that they've gotten it, last week I would have sworn up and down in that weather they'd have gone the over, but he had tough sledding. So I think he's going to have, every yard again for him is going to be hard earned. And so I think that number is going to be hard to get to. So I'm going to go under. But I don't care if it's, under, long as he has it 20 times, then I think I would feel good about how things are going in the game.
So 79 is the number, right?
Yes,
That's
sir.
The 79. Well, if I'm under on Jordan Love at 249,
If
that
you think
means
the yard's got to come from somewhere at that point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That means I got to be over with Jacobs. The yard's got to be somewhere. So I'm over on Jacobs. I think that because I think this is how they win the game. I think Jacobs I get there's other running backs, but I think Jacobs has to have a day. So I'm going to go over with him.
So that is our best bets. It's presented by Island Resort and Casino, premier resort destination, the largest north of Milwaukee, with everything you like to do in one awesome location. Visit islandresortandcasino.com and book your total experience today. We have to give our Gruber Law offices one call. That's all. One thing we think that's going to happen in tonight's game. We do that next. It's Green Bay Game Day.
We're back with Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
The Farron dining room table is that kind of table.
Architecturally stimulating.
So gorgeous, it's been known to improve the taste of your food by at least 42%.
Perfect for dinner parties with fancy cloth napkins.
Don't forget the silver gravy boat and candlesticks.
It's that kind of table.
The Farron table, starting at just $168 a month with only 1 penny down and no interest till December of 2026 through December 8th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Give the ultimate gift this holiday season with help from Menards. Bosch power tools are engineered to handle the toughest jobs, and Menards carries over 75 Bosch tools in stock. Whether you need to rip, cut, drill, or drive, Bosch power tools provide the power you need for tackling the toughest jobs. Right now, buy a select Bosch 18-volt tool and get an 18-volt battery kit for free. Good through December 8th. See Menards.com for details.
Season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Easttown Jewelers in Mequon is closing its doors after 40 years. Savings up to 70% on everything. Easttown Jewelers has a great selection of diamond rings and earrings, pendants, gold and silver jewelry, colored gemstone rings, and Mary's custom designs, and much more. Looking to get the perfect gift for someone special this holiday season? You've got to check them out. Store hours are Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Doors will be closed forever. So don't delay. That's Easttown Jewelers in Mequon.
At Cousin Subs, the bigger your smile, the better we feel. That's why our menu features something for everyone, like our Wisconsin cheese curds, golden fries, creamy shakes, and mac and cheese, all paired with your favorite sub, or our subs in a bowl. And don't forget our kids' meals, now with a free cookie. Here's to a better day. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Get ready for the moment we've all been waiting waiting for. It's the 300K season finale giveaway at Potawatomi. Friday, December 20th, watch your entries from Bird Bash, Cash Clash, and Winter Stash. All pile into one massive drawing for a chance at up to 50 grand cash. Be there to win your share. December 20th, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at paysbig.com/finale. Must be 21 years old to play.
It's the holiday season, my favorite time of year. Festive decorations, family gatherings, using our gift boxes. Honestly, I'm happier to see a Using Our Gift Box at my door than Santa. The Using Our Gift Box doesn't require cooking, just eating. And who's not up for that during the holidays? Make someone's day by sending them the tastiest gift in town, a box filled with Using Our's delicious sausage, cheese, and assorted goodies. Order yours today. It's easy. Just go to usingour.com and click on gifts.
Football season. Best time of the year and my favorite time of the year. This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. On game days, my favorite teammate is a cold carbless in my hand. Premium cocktails in a can made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Maybe it's when I'm at the tailgate ahead of kickoff or getting ready at home for the game. Carbless is there. Zero sugar, zero carbs, and gluten-free. Carbless features classic cocktails like margarita, Paloma, and even Moscow Mule, and vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, lemon, and peach. Find it on your next grocery trip. Carbless. Less is more.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
My night runs into morning all the time.
Packers Lions in Detroit, Thursday night football, the rare back-to-back Thursday nights. And the last time they played back-to-back Thursday nights, Brian, you were on that team. What do you remember? Do you know the game I'm talking about? When you guys played back-to-back a Thursday night on Thanksgiving into Thursday night at Detroit. Do you remember the game I'm talking about?
Thursday night to Thursday night. We had to have played in Detroit, right?
Correct.
It had been in Detroit, and then we flipped it and played.
Well, no. So it was Thursday night. You guys played home against the Bears. Did we blow the Bears out at home? I wish that was the case. I was present for that game. You guys lost to the Bears when Brett Favre's number was retired. They had Bart Starr in the building.
I was at that game too.
It was very sad. It was like rainy and cold.
Miserable.
Oh, yeah. I remember
sad.
that game. I remember that game.
What happened? Do you remember what happened the following week?
I don't. Did we lose that game too?
Well, you were about to lose it until Aaron Rodgers heaved one 65 yards into the end zone to Richard Rodgers.
That's right. Okay, yeah. The Motown Miracle. The Motown Miracle.
It is time. I don't know. Maybe you've got, Jordan Love Hail Mary as your one call. That's all this week, presented by Gruber Law Offices. What do you have as your one call? That's all, John.
My one call, that's all. One possession game is the first one. And the Packers' streak of 11 straight games scoring first on the road will come to an end. I think the Lions, it started against the Lions. And I think I feel it's going to be tight at the end, but the Lions will score first.
Brian, your Gruber Law Offices one call, that's all.
Yeah, been thinking about a lot of things here, and John took the one. I think it's going to be a one possession game, so that's what I also believe, and I narrowed it down to I think it's going to be a field goal game, but that's for another thing. So I'll go somewhere else. I think it's going to be a multiple touchdown game from Josh Jacobs. I think he's going to have a multi-touchdown game. I think definitely two for sure, potentially three. I think he's going to have a big day. They're going to lean on him heavy. I think this is going to be one of those types of days where we're going to be down in the red zone a lot, and he is going to be relied on a bunch. So big day for Jacobs. That's what I'm thinking.
I know this is a fool's errand. I know this is really hard to do, but I feel like I just keep doing this But each and every week, it feels like Dontavian Wicks' snap count is going up. And I think a lot of that's because of his run blocking, too, right? Like, they love what he does with that, and I think he gets rewarded with some more snaps and opportunities in the pass game. He had the one drop last week that thankfully wasn't intercepted. Shout out to Christian Watson. But then caught his other 4. I am saying Dontavian Wicks has a big game. I am going to say he goes 4 or 5 catches, up over 70 yards, and maybe even has a touchdown. I think he's going to be the receiver that has the big game in the passing game tonight for the Green Bay Packers. Again, it's not even flipping a coin. It's like you're rolling a dice trying to figure out which one of these guys is going to have the big game. But maybe I'm just willing it into existence the way that John was in the previous segment.
That works.
That's what I'm told. That's what I'm told. But I think that Wicks, because of his ability to run routes and get open, I think he's just got that special ability where if he's, turns out catching the ball is also an important part of being a receiver. Once he figures that out, he is really going to be a huge asset for this team going forward.
I agree. You see flashes of it. And yes. I think that's the part about him that it excites you, and then it frustrates you at the same time, right? Like you saw it last year too, and then you see it this year, and you're just like, man, if this guy just puts it together, he can such a dynamic player. But I like the pick. We'll see it. I hope, especially with Dobbs being out, these guys have more opportunities. So let's see how it comes to fruition. Tucker Kraft a little under the radar this week. That's all I'm saying. With linebackers a lot of linebackers out. Let's see.
That's very true. The front 7 is beat up.
Gabe, reasoning like yours and mine is what built the Bellagio. That's all I'm going to say.
You mean, but Potawatomi just keeps getting bigger and bigger here in Milwaukee?
Correct.
I was wondering how they always did that. They found some money in order to add on to the hotel, add on to the sports book, add on a music venue locally here in Milwaukee. Gruber Law Offices has a reputation for winning. Their experienced and powerful team works tirelessly to help people and families seriously injured in accidents by providing the best care and service. There is never a fee until your case is won. Gruber Law Offices has been serving the people and state of Wisconsin for over 35 years. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all. We are going to give our final thoughts and the game predictions as we get ready for Packers-Lions coming up next. It is Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta. Whether I'm headed to a big college football game or just need a reliable ride, I trust AccuTrans Group. They're a veteran-owned business that delivers top-notch transportation, perfect for game day or any event. From tailgates to team outings to corporate travel and weddings, AccuTrans has you covered. Booking is a breeze, and their service is always safe and dependable. Visit AccuTransGroup.com to book your ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com, your go-to for reliable transportation this football season.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Nagging pain lasting for months, difficulty performing everyday tasks, not moving like you'd like, it's time to see the doctor. And I recommend Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Anytime I've needed care, the appointments are timely, no waiting weeks to be seen, and no pressure to have surgery. It's about getting the right diagnosis and choosing a treatment plan that fits your life. No question where I turn if I'm injured again. The experts in care at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. It's orthowisconsin.com.
Gift giving is easy with an Island Resort and Casino gift card. Every person on your list can spend their time just the way they like it. Dining, going to a concert, relaxing at the Drift Spa, playing golf. No matter the reason, gift cards to the Midwest's premier resort destination are a sure bet. To order gift cards, stop by the Island Club today or call 877-ISL-SHOW. Then spread some joy because everyone knows your total experience is at the Island.
Football fans, get ready to elevate your game day experience. Milwaukee Broadhouse downtown has the ultimate package for stress-free fun this football season. With rides starting at $85 per person, hop on their round-trip buses from Milwaukee Broadhouse downtown for every green and gold home game. Enjoy all you can drink on the ride and a private restroom. Want even more? Upgrade your ticket and add on an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate package for an additional $30. Spots are filling up fast. Book today at MilwaukeeBroadhouse.com. Milwaukee Broadhouse, located on MLK Drive downtown.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service. It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey. Riding with you every mile since 1977.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family.
They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 3-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited. First and directly, sidingunlimited.com.
Power up the holiday and give a gift from the top of their wish list. Visit your local Steel dealer today or shop online at steelusa.com.
Football season. Best time of the year and my favorite time of the year. This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. On game days, my favorite teammate is a cold carbless in my hand. Premium cocktails in a can made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Maybe it's when I'm at the tailgate ahead of kickoff or getting ready at home for the game. Carbless is there. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and gluten-free. Carbless features classic cocktails like margarita, Paloma, and even Moscow Mule, and vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, lemon, and peach. Find it on your next grocery trip. Carbless. Less is more.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. Distilled 6 times till it's just right. Tito's, known for great vodka, giving back, and doing good for dogs. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 40 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly. It is Green Bay Game Day. Packers, Lions, kicking off a little less than a half hour from now, but we've reached the portion of this program where we need to give our game day predictions. John, who you got? Are you taking the Packers or are you taking the Lions? Both you and Brian in the previous segment said you think it's going to be a close game, but who you got?
Well, you know what? What if I don't want to get into my feelings? What
Is this the first time? Like, wait,
yeah,
first time ever here on Green Bay Game Day?
Keep to myself on this one, so no. So I am gonna, as much as I'm willing some things, I think this is what I'm saying is I'm going to pick the Lions, and I just don't know that that's going to be popular there or with my wife who's sitting behind me on a couch, and I'm going to have to go answer to that too. Okay, so none of these there are no good options here whatsoever in this. But I think it's kind of a 27-24 kind of thing, if I got to attach some numbers, because I just think the number I like, wasn't it 51.5? Like, I just think I think it's spot on. That's what these people do, right? They're really good at that. You're like, oh, 27-24, that's perfect. Then it turns out you're like, wow, it's 33-18. How did they know that was, those aren't football scores, and they still managed to come up with that. But I think it's closer than that. I think the Packers will play okay. I'm trying to think what is the deciding factor. And I think both teams will play well enough that I don't think it's like a turnover. I just think that in this case, they play pretty much clean. I think it's going to be a great game. I think both teams know what's at stake. Both teams are ready. I think they've been pointing for this. They both, even though it's Thursday, have been, they've had the week. They know how important it is. So I think it's going to be clean. And I just think the Lions are at this point better until the Packers show me that the Lions are not better than them. So we'll see. There's openings, right? The Lions have lost. The Bears could at least taken them to tie. I don't know if you guys saw that. They didn't. They made some clock miss thing. They made some bad clock decisions. So I think I don't think it's an impossible task. They can be had. I just need to make. Like I'll gladly be wrong here with the Packers going, no, you've underestimated us. And if that's the case, then I'll be like, yeah, boy, I did. And you can keep me off your Christmas card list.
Well, what about you, Brian? Are we adding you to the Christmas card list, or are we taking you off the Christmas card list? I guess that's how we're putting the predictions tonight.
He played there. He better be on the damn Christmas. He better get fudge or something like that. He better.
Yeah, I think a lot of things have been going well for Green Bay, the last few weeks, and I think they've been building a lot of momentum. And I've looked at the way Detroit's kind of been going about the last few weeks, and that's not like a negative for Detroit, but with the injuries and kind of the way they've been playing, and I'm not saying they're trending down, but they just kind of been treading water a little bit, right? And with the injuries, they've just struggled. And not saying that they can't snap out of it and play a really good game and run away with it. I'm not saying that, but Green Bay's not Chicago. And they're just not, and they're not playing like Chicago. They're playing really good, and they're confident. And I think with that, you're going to see a team go into Detroit tonight and get a win. So I'm taking Green Bay tonight, 31-28, and they get it done, and they close the gap.
Points.
Yep, they close the gap to 1 against Detroit. They make this thing competitive.
I mean, I would love for nothing more than that, but I kind of tend to lean more towards John's side. The Lions, because we keep doing this thing with the Packers, and we talked about it. Oh, they're going to do what they did last year, and they're going to get hot. Well, the Lions don't need to get hot because they're just good. And I know they've been dealing with all these injuries, but they're still limiting teams to, like, the Bears only scored 20 last week. It is hard to score, even though they are so beat up against this Lions team, and they can force you into mistakes. And unfortunately, I think the Packers are going to make a critical mistake, whether it's a penalty, whether it's a turnover. Playing on the road is going to be difficult tonight. And there were times last week where the Lions just got too cute. When you decide, and this is no offense to you, Brian, but when you decide it's a cool play to have your right tackle maybe throw a pass, Maybe you're overthinking things. Maybe you're getting a little too cute. And I don't think that I don't think the Lions are going to do that against the Packers. I don't think they're going to be trying to, hey, let's get Penei Sewell some touches tonight. I don't think that's something that is going to cross Ben Johnson's mind. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think the Packers are going to be right there with them. And I think you can still walk away from this game thinking the Packers can hang with just about anybody in this league. Ultimately, I think it's a 28-24 final score in favor of Detroit. Because the other thing with the Packers...
What is this? The Price is Right? You outbid me by 1? 27, 24, 23. Fine.
Yes.
Take the showcase. Jerk.
I want to pick the Packers, but this Lions team, especially with Jair Alexander being out, I am very nervous about them being able to protect Goff, unlike really Miami was able to last week, and protect Tua, and then he could get the ball to his big-time weapons. By the time he did that, it was too little too late. The Packers had already pulled away, and they got some garbage time yards in the second half. I just think Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown going up against a banged-up and inefficient Packer secondary is ultimately going to be a big difference in this game.
I mean, yeah, it certainly can be. I mean, it's just... listen, it's not wrong to pick Detroit. Like, yeah, it's the thing. Like, yeah, I can't sit here and say you guys are so wrong to dare.
Well, because it feels like a coin toss, right? Like, it feels like two teams that are meeting and could very well meet again in the postseason.
Correct. Like, I can't sit here and tell anyone that picks Detroit, like, you guys are wrong. What are you talking? I mean, they're 11-1, and they're 11-1 for a reason. They're really, really good. So, like, it's not out of the question that they can definitely win this football game. They can win any football game against whoever they play. So, like, it's not out of the question. So I just think at this point in time, like right now, Green Bay's playing better, and that's the reason why I'm going with it, and that's it.
Yeah, and we're going to get to see that game kick off 20 minutes from now. It's been a fun Green Bay game day, along with John Anderson and Brian Balaga. I'm Gabe Neitzel. Coming up next here on WTMJ, we have Wisconsin women's volleyball action in the NCAA tournament. That is up next. This has been Green Bay Game Day. Tune in for Homer on Green Bay Game Night.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Injuries happen, but you don't have to play in pain or stay on the sidelines. Whether it's your kids dealing with a sports injury, college athletes, or the rest of us weekend warriors.